Todd and Julie Chrisley have reported to prison to begin serving their tax evasion sentences. It can confirm that Todd and Julie Chrisley have just reported to prison. The troubled Chrisley Knows Best singers arrived to their respective institutions on Tuesday, Jan. 17, to begin serving their combined 19-year jail sentence following their federal tax fraud case verdicts. Todd, who was sentenced to 12 years in jail, reported to the Federal Correctional Institution Pensacola, a low-security facility in Florida. Julie, on the other hand, was supposed to report to FCI Mariana in Jackson County, Florida, barely 2 hours away, but instead reported to Federal Medical Center Lexington in Lexington, Kentucky, after being redesignated to the institution on December 20th. FMC Lexington houses both male and female inmates requiring medical or mental health care and holds inmates of all security classifications. She has been sentenced to 7 years. Todd and Julie, who were both sentenced to 16 months probation, report to prison 1 week after their application for bail pending appeal was denied. They had asked for a 21-day extension on their surrender date. The Chrisleys were sentenced in November, about 6 months after being found guilty of bank fraud conspiracy, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and tax fraud. While the pair has constantly complained about an unjust legal system, their sentences are significantly shorter than what prosecutors requested: 17.5 to 22 years in prison for Todd and 10 to 12.5 years in prison for Julie. Judge Rachel Juarez, star of the first-ever 3-judge panel CBS show Hot Bench and who was not involved in the Chrisleys case, shared with it what life might be like for Todd at FCI Pensacola, which Juarez says has made a lot of lists as one of the easier places to do time in a federal system. In fact, an October 2020 report in the Buffalo News described the minimum security prison as laid back and basically like camp. The outlet also reported that inmates at FCI Pensacola have access to a well-stocked library, gym, track, and are afforded the chance to play a variety of sports, including racquetball, volleyball, and horseshoes. They've also had movie nights. The prison poses such a low risk. The Buffalo News reports the facility isn't even equipped for solitary confinement. As for Julie, FCI Mariana is a prison facility that, according to Business Insider, has 25 buildings and houses male and female inmates in 7 housing units with approximately 1,200 inmates as of date. According to the outlet, some of their recreation programs include intramural sports, art, aerobics, music, and other hobbies. Earlier this month, while on the Chrisley Confessions podcast, Julie discussed what life is going to be like for her being separated from her husband for the first time, and how seeing Emmy Metter's mother care for her father during his ALS diagnosis put things into perspective. "There's a difference between my husband and I being separated for a period of time and having to say goodbye forever," Julie remarked, becoming tearful as she alluded to her and Todd's time in prison. "So being concerned nearly makes me feel ashamed. She'll have to say goodbye to her husband, and she'll never see him again this side of paradise. As a result, I believe it puts everything into perspective. I know it helps me put things into perspective. We all believe that our work is the most difficult."